What's up, guys? Darkdally here, and today I'm bringing you a Patreon exclusive, although I might eventually put this on Patreon chat and Discord so some of the veterans and stuff can see it too. We'll see how many people watches it. So this is going to be, so this is the basically the making of, well, an overview of the making of everything that went into that 2019 trailer, which, well, I thought it was pretty cool. Actually, first, let me give you a sneak peek of something here I'm working on. I'm working on a new intro sequence for the channel. Yeah, I'm working on a new logo here. Tell me what you guys think. Yeah, just for the intro. And let's see, it should. Do I have? Oh, here. Let me turn this stuff on. There we go. Let's see if I can play it for you. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at, something like that. Although I think I might get rid of the flare. But anyway, so there's that. Sneak peek there. Now, okay, so let's go have a look at, boy, this. Where's it at? Here it is. I had like 7 backups. You can see current 7, 6, 5. Yeah, because this thing, well, you'll see, you're about to understand why it took 3 days to edit this thing. Let it open here. Some bits of this run a little slow because my computer simply needs, I could use a little RAM relink. I haven't moved any of these files. 1 second. Okay, well, it should work fine. Alright, so anyway, I was trying to find, it says there's missing files, but I don't know how, because I specifically left all the billion gigabytes worth of video there. Alright. Anyway, okay, so yeah. So here's everything that went in. You guys have already seen this. Here's everything that went into it. So here's the timeline for it. I've had more complex timelines than this. The reason I have a lot of stuff staggered up and down, it's for transitioning and stuff like that. But let me show you just like the simplest thing here. Let's just look at the opening shot. So here's the opening shot right here. It's actually a composite shot. Let's go back to it. Which means I had multiple things going on, and I'll show you why. The reason is, if you watch this here, I'm going to turn the music off so that, alright, so if you watch this, right when my guy hits this bump, and when he hits this bump, I actually do jar the camera. I mean, I paid attention to everything. I have upped the detail, the color, right here. Right here I start zooming in. So I had to do a composite shot for that. So let's go have a look at that. And you can see up here, and this is the list of all the composite shots in here. Composite shot is it's a complex arrangement of shots that all depend on each other. So let's go to this one, which is called bike zoom. There it is. So here's what went into that. So this shot here, let's expand all this down. Yeah, so I did a basic... I did a hue saturation. Well, yeah, I did this in all pretty much everything here to make the graphics pop. I went through and adjusted all of these settings, which these all I don't need to show you all the settings on that. And then basic sharpen. Where's the zoom at though that I did? That would be right here. And so right here you can see position and scale. Yeah, because I zoomed in and moved the camera around. So right here you can see these little diamonds. Those are what do they call them? Keyframes. They're keyframes. So here I start to zoom. Here I start to move to the side of the bike. Up to here. So I did this kind of stuff with every single shot, and that's why this took so long. Let's go back to the editor. Alright, but every single shot, I actually made a preset over here in effects, presets, 2D effects, right here where my mouse is in the bottom left, it says Wildlands Vivid. I just made a preset for it. And I bet if we look, so let's select this one, and just this one basic shot here. Wait, what is this shot? Let's move forward so you can see what it is. Oh yeah, this right here. Yeah, we have sharpen. Oh yeah, I have light flares. So this is the Wildlands preset right here. it you can see the sun shining through the buildings, casting shadows. I sharpen it because it's blurry as hell because I have to move it from 720p up to 1080p. HSL adjustments, brightness and contrast, and that's what gives, you know, this whole scene here, you know, it looks cool with the light shining through the buildings and everything like that. That's, yeah, I spend time on like all of that stuff. Let's see. Then we have, let's skip forward a bit because I don't want to make this too long. Let's skip forward a bit. Basically, okay, also is the music. Notice, okay, so down here is the music. Notice I have it chopped off at all the major beats. I have it chopped off, and so I know to line the shots up with that. And I did that throughout the whole song. That's what all these cuts are. The green bar is the music. Every time there was a good break in the music, or like, well, let's skip ahead a little more here. During the part of the Hands video when he was killing the Predator, I simply moved every gunshot to a cut in the music. I'll turn the music back on, and you'll see what I mean. And I thought that was a cool way to do it. And it made it really fast-paced. The video was kind of already sped up anyway, but that's just how he uploaded it, and I ripped it off his YouTube with his permission, of course. Be using more of his stuff. He gave me permission to use, sorry guys, whatever I want off of his channel. As long as we're here at this part of the video, I really thought this was very cool right here. I timed this with the music too. I don't know how this transition came about. I get sick of using the same old transitions. This one was a bit painstaking to make, this transition right here, where I'm scoped in at the truck. I don't know how this one came about. I'm just going to say this was a real bitch, and it took hours. I think this one took a couple of hours because I had to do this. Well, you'll see. Well, yeah, I wanted a cool transition, and so I did it, and I think it came out really cool. I did that by, well, let's find out. Don't I have a composite shot for that? Yeah, I do, actually. I have 2 composite shots for that. Here's the first one. The first part of it is this. And, okay, so this was, okay, let's go to the other one. Okay, so here we have actually 2 shots in here. Oh, yeah, I had to do 2 shots. That's how this program works. So this is the first one we saw, and then this is the main transition of it here, and it should have effects. It doesn't. Well, then I don't know how I did that. Then I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in there, but it's not showing me. Oh, here it is. Oh, I made a weird green. Oh, I just took the scope and did a vortex displacement warp. Oh, there we go. There it all is. That's where it was hiding. I did a vortex displacement warp, and all of these keyframes are all places where I was changing one thing or another with it to make it blend into the leaves of the forest. So I'm pretty proud of that one. Yeah, so that's how that one was. There we go. I'm glad I could find that for you. I like that one a lot. And then let's back up. But some of this stuff, this right here, this is only a convoy. This is only a composite shot because I had to zoom in on the convoy. Let's see what else is here. This right here was cool. I'm gonna turn the music back off. Right, we were driving the APC. I got this clip of us driving the APCs through that lake in Montauk, and I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing. There was a place where the APC on the right jerks, and it was right then there was a bump in the music. So what I did was I did a screen shake. I made my APC jump going over a bump, and then as you can see, I splashed water on the screen. I did that. Of course, that doesn't happen in the game. So you can play through this, and you see like right there, right there, I timed everything to the music. That's why this took 3 days. Okay, oh, now we're at this one. Let's turn this off. Right here. Okay, so here's how this shot originally looked. Okay, well, granted, this shot does have effects. This shot does have brightness and contrast and a sharpening on it. Yeah, it has the usual stuff that I would put on it. But here's the thing. Let me just go ahead and play through this shot for you. You see these choppers fly off and a little tiny explosion. And I wasn't satisfied with that. I wanted something bigger and badder. So I painstakingly made this explosion. I actually saved this as a preset. And we can find this here. Here's the composite shot for it. Now this is actually hard to play in my computer. In the editor, it runs really choppy. But here's everything that went into it. We have the fire effect explosion, and then I have 3 different sets, and this is why it bogs down on my computer when I try to run it in the editor, is because we have 3 sparks effects. Let's look at one of these. Sparks, general, material, all of this shit, you know, I have to set. I want to say there's, wait, 1 second here, guys. Where'd it go? Amount. There's 749 pieces of shrapnel that fly off just from one of these things. That's why this is so hard to play on my computer, and it's going to bog down. But here's the explosion that I made. So yeah, so I made that. I just thought it deserved a better explosion. So I made one set of like sparks, and then 2 sets of shrapnel to fly off from the helicopter. So that's the composite shot, and then here's what it looks like, but it plays really choppy on my computer, and I think it came out pretty well. This one took several hours to do, probably 3 hours maybe to do, because I didn't know how to do it. I had to figure it out on my own, but I got it. Yeah. And it flies off like that. Yeah, and see, that gets super choppy on my computer because, yeah. So that makes it hard to edit too, and it gets super choppy. So that's some of the work that went behind that. And then moving on here, yeah, we zoom out on the convoy, then zoom in on the chopper. I'm always looking for interesting transitions because I'm sick of using the same fade in, fade out. So yeah, I zoomed out on the convoy and in on the chopper there. Speaking of which, one of my favorite transitions, I'm just going to skip past a bunch of stuff again, was back out here. This was one of my favorite transitions. Oh, yeah, right here. I was trying to think of a way, how do I transition from exploding cars to parachuting? And so what I did was I made a simple, I just flipped the screen and went there. And I thought that was kind of cool. Now, this part here I'm particularly proud of. This whole explosion scene is completely 100%. Like every one of these had, let's check out the effects. Yeah, screen shake. I added a lot of screen shake in this video to give realism. There's a lot of times when people shoot rifles, like every time the hand shot his rifle, I had the screen shake just to add intensity to it. This has shake, HSL adjustments, and then the light flares. This is no small thing here. Here's all the settings that go into the light flares. I'm still expanding this. Here's all the settings that go into the light flares. Yeah. Here's all the settings I use in every one of these little tiny clips. And all of these clips of these cars exploding are, of course, obviously timed to the music. Again, so it took a while. Oh, yeah, and I love the little, well, let's just turn my audio back on here. Yeah, I do enjoy it. This one was really good, I thought.
When you're ready, Zero.
When you're ready. Yeah, so all of that was completely, well, you can see all the little tiny cuts, all the cuts. It was all timed to the music. All the explosions were enhanced with extra sparks and flare and lights and everything. I just wanted to make it as impactful as possible. Now that reminds me, the biggest bitch actually of this entire thing, this took, I don't know how many hours, let's rewind, was the biggest problem. I actually made an entire video about it, but I deleted it because it was just too long and boring. Right here. This part, right here. So that's actually every single Ghost Recon thumb I have on this computer, which is 240 of them, and cycle through them. And every one of them is in beat with, every single one is in beat with the music, but at a different time. And the reason I hope that gets appreciation, because that was hard, and I'll tell you why that was hard. So first, I had to get all 240 things in here. So that was simple. I just grabbed them all and dropped them in. Luckily, 240 is divisible by 4. So what I did was, so I have 4 panes. So I'm like, okay, great. So I can have 60 in each frame. But then I had to time them to the music. So what I did was, I figured the music probably went on, like a 4-beat, whatever you call it. And I was right, it does. So what I did was, I dragged the things down here. What did I do? I forget now. There was a lot of math involved. Most of the hours this took was math. Not only just trying to do that, but also remember I'm converting decimals to frames because see, this measures time in frames, not decimals. So I'm going, like I have to convert 88% to 13 frame, to frames a second, and which out of 30. So here's what I did. So I made I pre-rendered 4 videos, each with a different set of 60 of these, and then I put them down here. And I don't have the original projects of that. It doesn't matter. But so what I did was, so I had 4 of them, each with 60. Once I had it, I put them at the right time to the music. Then I just had to shift them around until I found it. And then what I did was I stacked all 4 on top of each other. And then what I did was I wanted gap. You notice some of these move slower than hang on, let me turn off the music here. You notice some of these move slower than others. This top left moves the slowest, then this one, then this one, then this one, I think. So what I did was, of those 4 bars, I simply reduced each successive bar by 12.5%, which is half of a quarter. So it's still in beat with the song, you see. But then I had a problem of some of the bars were longer than others, so then I had to fill them in. Yeah, so what I'm saying is this was a bitch, and I spent about 2 hours on a calculator. I kept making mistakes converting decimals to converting fractions. So you're talking, 1 out of 100, in a decimal point to 1 out of 30 in a frame rate. So, geez, guys, this was a nightmare. But I think this bit came out really good. Let's move on. Why is that out of frame? I don't know. It's in frame in the video. That's not even the right text. Oh, well, I must not have updated this I must not have saved it after I finished. Yeah, the wrong text is there. Who cares? It looks right on YouTube. That's all that matters. Here's my original starting sequence, but I changed it up a bit. Here, when the chopper lands, again, I spared no expense on this. When the chopper lands, first of all, we have different lighting effects. We got different lighting effects in the background, and it makes the water look beautiful, as I found out. And when the chopper lands, the screen shakes, and there's a little bit of motion blur, which I might, here, check it out. Just look at it this time. No music? Okay. See, right there it lands, and there's just the slightest bit of shake and motion blur. And then we have the extra light reflecting off the chopper, and then reflecting off the water, and then it goes here. This I simply sped up because I just wanted to get through it. Here, we've got more lights. We got more green light and screen shake. I thought it really added more intensity to the gunfire. Again, every single shot in this video. Right here, look how beautiful that water is. Here you can see I've added auto light flares, and I have cranked the sharpness to get a really cool shot. That's not the best water shot we have, though. Let's see, what else do we have? We have that. That always lags my computer out. Again, this is all. I had to make different adjustments in quantity because the hue, saturation, light, and the HSL adjustments I was making didn't match with the sand, so I had to make separate adjustments for quantity graphics. Oh, this was a nice shot. This is like the best shot of all time right here. Mark 18, baby. 409 meters, 1 burst. God damn. Let's move on. What rifle can do that? Yeah, then this whole thing. Let's move past this. This was just a cool shot that I had laying around. Watch the water when the choppers fly over. Here, I'll go over it real slow. Right when the choppers fly over, you could see the light hit the water. and it just looks so cool. I found that adding those lighting effects can really, and here we have more lighting effects. This shot was not this interesting. Here, actually, I'll show you what this shot looked like before, because I can turn the effects on and off. Here we have sharpen, auto light flares, brightness and contrast, and HSL. When I turn all these off, that's what the shot actually looked like. See, you see now. Yeah, you see now. This is what I did. You know, I wanted to really crank this up, so that's why everything is. Yeah. I might start doing it with more videos. I might. We'll see. So then we go to this shot here. This is some stuff we recorded for a build that never got finished. So that's all unseen footage, technically. Excuse me. What is this? I always forget what this green is. Oh, yeah. This is Zero and I forget who else. Sitting on a rooftop shooting. Now, of course, this has effects as well. What does this one look like without the effects? Let's find out. Yeah, pretty boring. Exactly. Brightness, contrast, sharpen, and a glow effect. Really did some good work there for the night vision. So then we have this. We've gone through all this. I could, doing a making video after it's already done and then just reviewing it is kind of silly, but I couldn't have done it while I was doing this. This took so damn long. There was one night I didn't even sleep at all. I stayed up. Pulled an all-nighter one night and worked on it 2 other days just to get everything perfectly timed. We have this. Okay, one of my favorite lighting shots. So here we take off in the helicopter for Snafu, or heading to Snafu. And here's a transition I did where it's a composite shot right here. We zoom in on the chopper and then we zoom out on this one. Here's some of my favorite lighting right here. Now, of course, this I can't. Oh yeah, this is a composite shot, so we'll have to go to right here. So here's all of the effects that were in that. Yeah, quite a bit. You can see them with the little blue check boxes by them. Let's see. Okay, so right there, you can see how cool the chopper looks in the light. I think it looks cool. Without the effects, yeah, it looked like that. Yeah, see, this is why I did that. I was like, man, this game is totally washed out and horrible looking, because, well, it's not horrible looking, but going from 720p PS4 to, upsizing it to 1080p, upscaling it, yeah. So moving along from there, what else did we have? Again, see, this looks really great. It's because I increased the sharpness. That is the key to Ghost Recon graphics. I just instantly made their graphics better by turning one bar, by turning the sharpness up. Although I do believe for this one I used my preset. Yeah, sharpen flares. The light flares just really add nice light reflections off the buildings and stuff like that. Moving right along. Again, this looks really good. Aha, this part with rum. This was great. I'm going to play this just because this was funny. I was looking, because, okay, so right there, again, I paid attention to every beat of the music. Right here, it makes like a robot sound. And I was like, I want some of us in the exoskeleton armor, front and center and screen for that. I don't know, it just seemed like it might fit. Just so happens I came across this shot, and Rum was doing that emote, and well, so I made Rum dance. I want to do that more in the future. Oh, let's mute the music again. All right, we're almost done here, guys. And then this was just a killer shot I did when we were doing the Rainbow Six mission. Why is this missing? I specifically left all this shit in place. I have no idea. It doesn't matter if this is me dying in ghost mode. And then this was cool, and this was me and Martin driving in a truck. I believe this was from the EKO Cobra video. Now you can already tell. See, I just cranking up the sharpness did so much for this picture. And this shot was so perfect because the timing was perfect. He just came to a stop. I don't know. This was hell him, not me. He was driving. That was just a perfect stop. And then this shot here is a screenshot from a viewer. I used this for one of my, I think it was Operation Thunderbird. I used this for a thumbnail on one of my operation videos. Operation videos. Anyway, the point is, I took it and I added a sun. There was no sun in the picture, and I made the sun set. If you look closely, I made the sun slowly set at the end, and I just thought that was the perfect way to end it. And we can find that. That was a composite shot because I had to. Here, I'll show you. All right, so effects. So we have lights, flares, usual stuff. Diffuse. Okay, yeah, basic stuff. Here's the sun setting thing was quite complicated. Let me open it all up, and you should see what I mean. Let me open up all the settings for the sun setting. I'll show you everything I did there. Oh, actually, not much. You see, I only have keyframes at the beginning and the end. So I set keyframes for all the attributes I wanted of the sun here. And then I set the same ones at the end for where the end position should be. And I just let it transition itself. I couldn't actually move it behind the mountains without masking off the mountains. And I really just didn't want to fuck with that. I didn't have to. So there's that, guys. That is everything that went into this video. And that's why it took so darn long. Every shot in here was just painstaking. And, you know, Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. This was the making of the 2019 trailer, and it was to show my appreciation for the game and celebrate 3 years of Ghost Recon Wildlands. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Darkdally. I will catch you next time.